All right, let's get into what's popping. Where if I am to pull the curtain back, we are discussing card games right now. Actually,
that's a good question.
I'm going to crowdsource.
Yeah, let's source this.
713-572-4610. When it comes to just like commonly understood and accepted card games, what do you think is the one that people most commonly understand? 713-572-4610. I think the starting bid by one John Lopez is poker.
No, blackjack.
Blackjack, yeah.
Oh, blackjack over poker?
I think blackjack is one. Everybody knows 21.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, everybody knows. And then poker probably 2.
Yeah, we came up with a pretty decent top 4 or 5, or maybe a Mount Rushmore.
I would say, correct me if you disagree, or tell me what you think. 21. Everybody's played 21. So blackjack.
Blackjack's got to be number 1
or 2.
Yeah.
Then you said Go Fish, and I think that's a great answer.
Yeah, I think Go Fish has got to be right there.
Everyone has played Go Fish.
Go Fish.
And what do we have 4?
I think then we had.
I think that's where we tried to slide in spades, but I'm actually not certain. So I'm hoping that the crowdsourcing of this on the text line will help.
I threw Uno out there.
Uno's good
if it counts. Like
Hearts.
I don't know how to play hearts. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Don't know how to play hearts.
It's kind of like spades, right?
I might know how to play hearts. If you just say hearts, I'm like, I don't know.
No, it's like spades, but it's you doing hearts. Though.
Okay, all right. 713-572-4610. And just so it's clear that we weren't just talking about cards out of nowhere. If you didn't catch it at the end of last segment, I made a reference to spades.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, huh. Did everybody get that?
Yeah.
Not that everybody needs to get it, but yeah.
Does Texas Hold'em count as just poker?
That's poker.
Yeah, I think that's especially if we say poker, I think most times people are talking about Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
How many times are people like playing 5-card hold? Like
back old school used to be that way, yeah. But mostly now it's because of TV.
Yeah.
It's Texas Hold'em.
Yeah. So blackjack, poker, Go Fish, and then spades and Uno are fighting there for 4th. I feel like.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And they can 4 or 5. You can interchange them if you want.
Yeah, let me know if you have another one that you feel lands a little bit more squarely than some of those ones.
Old Maid
has made an appearance on the text board.
Old Maid into the chat.
That's another one, a kids game. Everybody's played it.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be the kids game. The earlier that you get to it, I think the more possibility that everybody gets in there.
Yeah.
All right. Rockets played yesterday.
They did.
I will ask you the same question that I asked John Lopez earlier because the ending of that was a mess. Was that an encouraging win for you?
It was not I would say that they won is an encouraging fact because winning in and of itself is a positive thing.
Agreed.
But if your question speaks to was their performance in and of itself encouraging, I would say no, is my answer to your question. That was not an encouraging performance. But it is encouraging that they can win in spite of themselves or they can overcome things. They're good enough to overcome things. They've got players that are good enough to, let's say, overcome a less than ideal KD night, right? Like that part is encouraging, right? KD cannot have his best night, but you're good enough between Amin Thompson and Alperen Şengün, and then you got some stuff from your bench to be able to sort of carry the load. The parts of the game that I was really discouraged by and have been discouraged by over the last couple of games, obviously they won this one and they lost the one before this. It felt like years ago the last time they played.
That was all of Saturday.
Yeah, but still.
Against the Mavericks.
Yeah. But yesterday was Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And so it's the defense and the turnovers. Turnovers, and then the defense is like sometimes here and there. Overall, they're an elite defensive team. I'm not questioning that.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are just lapses. Like against the Mavs, they were letting them get everything they wanted in the paint.
Yeah, man.
The defense early in this Clippers game was bad, and then it was bad again in the third quarter and in the second half before they kind of figured things out. So sometimes there are defensive lapses, and there are also turnovers that I feel like lead to really easy opportunities for the other team that kind of makes things harder for the Rockets than they're supposed to be.
Yeah, that's why I called it kind of a JVG win, because you can have a good win, and it was a good win.
That's a good way to put it.
It was a good win. There's no question about it, especially how you finished it, et cetera. It was also encouraging in parts, as you just laid out. But there were a lot of things that you do not ignore in victory. And are y'all the same way as I am? Like, this is one of the sloppiest teams in spurts that we've seen in recent years,
because they don't have a initiator that you feel comfortable doing it consistently.
And they're not a sloppy team. In spurts, they do a lot of sloppy things, which I guess kind of makes them. It's kind of frustrating.
Well, it's the handling and the passing. It's not like it's a one-off or like it's some kind of outlier. They have some consistently not so good traits when it comes to both handling and passing the ball. The simple task of dribbling and passing is sometimes not that great. Period.
Yeah, because I mean, KD, who he had a rough game, but he's had some games that I don't know if you would consider them entirely rough, but they've been rough at least because he has the ball in his hands a lot, and now he's being asked to be a little bit more of a distributor. You have that happen. Obviously, Men has his goals of it. Also, you get into Alperen Şengün having those instances, and you'll have, even though he was able to flip it on his head yesterday where he comes out of nowhere and steals the basketball, you could see it happening in slow motion, which was really fun. That's happened to him. Maybe that's why he did it. He was watching film one day. He's like, you know what?
Yeah,
I should do that sometime. But I think that also all factors into those things showing up with the turnovers. And I don't know how much to be said about it. Like, you have to expect more of them, but I also feel like it is circumstantial because of the fact that they are finding where to initiate the offense and where to have engines without having a guy that is a definitive engine guy.
Yeah, well, I think this is where the Reed Shepherd conversation reemerges and becomes really important. How much can he develop as an initiator, an overall ball handler, and what can they do to mitigate the issues that he presents for you defensively? Because there's a balance here of him both needing to get better and I think also acknowledging and accepting that he's only going to probably get but so much better. But is that better going to be good enough?
Yeah.
And is the payoff on the other end with him as an initiator going to be enough for you to commit to it? Obviously, they're still doing the Josh Okogie thing. They're still doing the double big thing from time to time. And then sometimes Reed is in the start. Like they got 3 different iterations of a starting lineup. At what point do they feel like, if at any point, will they feel like Reed Shepherd can shoulder that load, if you will?
And what is kind of an interesting reversal of conversation points that I know myself and you have had, B. Scott, I think we've also had it here on the program, John. I saw something that I kind of like when Reed is on defense. And inherent to Reed.
I want to hear this.
It's not inherent to Reed. So
hey, where's Lovie Smith?
Hey man, I want to hear this.
You're not gonna like it as much as it seems like you will. I think it forces the rest of the defense to dig in a little bit more and be more alert as to what they're doing because they know oh, we got to cover for him. A little bit.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
especially considering how they play defense sometimes.
Yeah, but that's it. Because I've talked to you about it. I might have said something to you, John. It annoys me more than it absolutely should. Corner defenders will fall asleep a lot because they're over here like, I'm over here in the corner. Y'all got that. Y'all playing 3-on-3. And I feel like when it's Reed, they're pulling in from that corner to help.
Cheating a little more.
They're cheating in to try and make sure that you can't turn the corner as easily on him.
Yeah.
And I think that makes them a little bit more engaged.
Basically help defense.
Yeah, without question.
It was still just hilarious last night while I was at the game watching James Harden, who we watched for years, hunt the worst defender on the other team.
It used to be him sometimes.
And it used to be him sometimes. But that's what he made his living off of.
Yeah.
Trying to hunt the worst defender on the other team in the pick and roll and then cook him. And now he's on the other team hunting what a lot of us are hoping becomes the next point guard of the team. Like, just to see how it comes full circle. It's like, oh, you know what? I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I used to like this strategy. I don't like it right now.
I don't like it as much anymore.
I don't like it right now. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, as we continue into what's popping, I did want to get to this real quick. YouTube TV is trying to do something for the people. I don't know if they're actually trying to do it for the people, but they're doing something that maybe ends up being beneficial if you're a sports fan. Apparently, they're launching a 10 genre specific packages, including a YouTube TV sports plan. So that will have access to NBC Sports Network, FS1, all the ESPN networks, and that is like supposed to be like a bundle that you could buy inherently there. Does that intrigue you guys at all? Does that feel like that actually hits a niche that sports fans need?
Yeah, because not every, I've lamented against this because I've got all the apps and all of the, like, I'm just here for all of it, like, shamelessly. But I think for people that are just looking for the sports, this is the packaging that they're looking for because if they're not like me and they don't have something else on Peacock that they like to watch, or something else on Prime Video that they like to watch, or something else on Apple TV that they like to watch, and so on and so forth, right? Or something else on Netflix that they like to watch. I mean, I'm going to run out of apps at some point, I'm sure, but I've been able to come up one. Something else, each and every one of those services that I like to watch that's not sports related.
Right.
Not everybody does. And so if there's a way to consolidate this thing, I think that does make, at least for the consumer, that does make some sense.
I saw this a couple of days ago, and maybe this is me just being jaded because of what you just talked about. I saw it, and I'm like, okay, how are they going to try to get you? How are they going to try to get you with this? Is there going to be only bundles that one of which you're not even interested in? Is it going to be just one? Because clearly, it seems like they're doing a good thing here, and I'm like, color me a little skeptical.
I think they're going to get you because they're just going to keep jacking. They're going to introduce it.
Yes.
It's going to be one price.
Yes.
And then 6 months later or maybe a year later, it's going to be another price.
Because they're going to try to get you.
And then you're going to get real comfortable with it.
They just are.
For about 2 years, and it's going to be another price. And then it's going to be another price. And then you're going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm paying $150, or whatever it is.
No, you was close.
Whatever.
You was close. And I've been there, especially when you start talking about it. I don't know that there's a get you early outside of what you're talking about. And I don't know if it answers your question there, B. Scott, because they're not going to get all the Netflix or the Amazon Prime content. But what they will do is for someone who, I think, Figgy, you might express this one time where you're like, I'm not watching A&E, and I'm not watching Discovery, and I'm not watching Nickelodeon, so I don't want to pay for the entirety of YouTube TV and get the entire cable-esque range.
I need like 3 channels.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do here.
Give me Red Zone.
The full subscribe, the full subscription for
ESPN,
YouTube
FS1.
TV. And that's what they're trying to do here with some of these genre-specific bundles. Maybe it ends up being useful. I think it'll be interesting to see, but it is something to keep on your radar. If maybe you're a YouTube TV subscriber and you're like, damn, I don't want all of this, maybe they can give you that.
It would have been perfect if somebody like ESPN decided to, hey, let's use the app where you can actually watch ESPN channels. And I don't think you could do that right now.
That's what they're doing with the new ESPN app or like
they trying to do that now, but at one point they wasn't doing that. Like you would pay for the ESPN app and just only get a little bit of content on there, but I just want to watch whatever's on ESPN. And that's why I like Space City Home Network, what they're doing. They giving you that for a certain amount of money a month.
Selfishly, I am afraid that this is going to become just another thing that I have.
Yes.
Where there's like some overlap. Like I got all of these apps and I got a Fire Stick. So I got a lot of stuff twice.
Yeah.
And is this going to be like my third iteration of the same thing?
Quite possible.
Because it's going to be convenient in a way. Like, you know what? I already got this, but I can watch all of these together. Maybe 4-box them, 5-box them. I'm concerned about that.
It's very possible.
I'm just going to spend more money.
And that ties us back to the question of the day now, doesn't it? The games that people were coming with, war seemed to be a big answer.
War, how can we forget
I think
war?
it's a big answer here.
Crazy Eights. And by the way, this all ties in because the Texans are, in fact, playing the cards.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Speed, Slapjack, Gin Rummy were some of the big ones that I saw.
Now
on
I
the
just want to
text
play
line.
cards.